Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Mike and you are watching Triple T Acres. In today's video, we're going to be going over a special sleeve to cover up our hydraulic lines on our Lane Shark. Lane Shark sent me a kit here and I'm going to show you everything that comes in the box. First thing they package up here is, looks like some nylon sleeve that'll go over the hydraulic lines. They send some zip ties. That'll help with the install. And then there's actually some more in here. And then there's this heavy duty plastic casing that will go over top of that. So if any of you guys have used the Lane Shark, you understand that these hydraulic lines are hanging outside that cutter and it's going right up against the brush, and it's probably the weakest link in the whole system. So getting one of these for your Lane Shark is definitely a great idea. Also, you don't necessarily have to use this just for a Lane Shark. If you got a grapple or something like that, you can use these for that, because that's also getting pushed into the brush and some of the sharp woody material. So think about that. For the Lane Shark sells all of this kit on their website, and if there's a Lane Shark dealer near you, they should have those in stock. So look for a link down in the description. We are gonna go out to the Lane Shark, remove the whips off of the Lane Shark, get it in here and install this so you guys can see how I put it together. All right guys, we are out here with the Lane Shark and I'm gonna remove these lines. And the first thing I want to do, it's a good idea, is with a marker or a pen or something, mark the hydraulic lines with something. I'm going to use some electrical tape so I know which side the return is for which. So I'm going to put a piece of tape around the side that it's supposed to come on. And this is just going to remind me how to hook it back up when I put it back on, because I'm sure there's a certain flow for that system. There we go. All right, now we're loose. All right. We are free. And like I said, you see the tape here and tape here. Now we know exactly how to reconnect. Whips are free to go. Let's go get that casing on. All right, we got the hydraulic lines off the Lane Shark, and the first thing we got to do is get this measured out for the nylon sleeve. That's the first thing that goes on. So we're going to lay this thing out across the table. And we lose a little bit of hydraulic fluid out of this other end. Unfortunately, that's all right. So take your nylon sleeve and go from one end, and you want to kind of measure a little bit extra on this because you don't want it to be super tight. Run all the way down the side here. And one of the tools you're going to need is some scissors. I just got some metal snips here, and I'm going to cut that edge all the way down. All right, so there's the first sleeve. We got a little bit left over for the smaller end here. And what you want to do with these ends that you cut is you have a torch or a heat gun, and you want to burn these ends a little bit. So I'm going to fire this torch up, just super light. It's kind of like when you cut the end of a rope, you don't really want to leave those frayed ends. And it doesn't take much, just get that, it'll kind of melt because it's nylon. The heat gun will work just as good. You don't really want it to make contact with each other because you'll end up gluing it. So leave that open. And this just keeps it from fraying over time. We'll start with this end here, and all you're going to do is just slide it over the ends of the hydraulic lines. And this is just barrier number one. I mean, we've got that whole other plastic sleeve that's going to go on top of this, so they really above and beyond to make sure these lines get protected. Speed through. Now we got the nylon sleeve over there. You want to cover as much as you can. I know it comes down at this H valve. It kind of comes apart there. You just want to get it as far as you can. You want to protect as much of the lines as you possibly can. All right, so now on the end that you connect to your tractor, you're going to make sure you pull back some. And we're going to take and roll in the ends of it here. Again, that protects that end. Give a nice rolled over edge. You want to kind of give it a little bit of slack because once this, you want to be able to get these apart so it's not squeezing it. If you have it all the way down here, it'd be really hard to make your connections. So pull it back just a little bit and you'll have some protection. All right, so once you get it back to here, this is when you need something to poke hole through and then you'll zip tie it to one of the lines. All right, so now we're gonna get this thing zip tied. So I got the end rolled up, got a decent amount there. We wanna give ourselves a little bit of slack so we can make our easy connection. And you're gonna take something sharp. So I just got a small flathead screwdriver. If this doesn't work, I'll just use some scissors, but you're gonna wanna poke a hole through that nylon. Make sure you don't gouge your hydraulic lines. Yeah, this stuff is tough. All right. Now you're gonna take one of the supplied zip lines they give you and run it right through that hole you made. Grab one of the hydraulic lines. Make sure you got your slack on there, just enough to make your connections. Cinch it down. And that will hold that in place. This side you want to, again, roll up your ends. And you want to pull it up as far as it'll let you. All right, poke a hole in it. And I'm poking it through even the folded side that I'm making. So it'll kind of hold it over. Zip tie, run through the hole. Tight, cut off the tail. All right, there's the long ends of the whips. Now this end might be a little difficult because they're not very long, but we're gonna try. All right, so I just tried to measure out the short end and it is not worth it. I can only get a piece that big for this back end of the H valve. So the main concern really was this long end of the whip. That's what's dangling below when I'm going over. Now, let's get this hard plastic sleeve wrapped around this thing. All right, we're down to the hard spiral wrap here, and there's no way to actually lay this out and measure it and do it correctly. The best thing to do is take the whole sleeve and you'll go to one end, you'll try to eyeball it, and you get it started. There we go. It can really be a pain in the butt to get started, but once you get started, you're good. Just take it and just start twisting it all the way around it. Pain in the butt because it's stiff and it's hard. I mean, it's the whole idea of the protection sleeve. If it was soft, it wouldn't do its job. So it's a little bit of a pain in the butt to get on, but once it's on, I mean, you don't take it off. All right. Wow. They weren't lying. It is very tedious, but it's totally worth it. This thing looks tough. So now we got that covered up. Let's cut off our access here. We use the same snips I used to cut the line. All right, a little bit left over. There it is. Man, I'm sure the video does not give this the justice that it deserves. This thing is protected. I mean, this is a hard plastic thing. It was a pain in the butt to get on, but totally worth it. Got our ends loosened up here. We can get it back on the Lane Shark. Man, totally worth it. All right, everybody, that is the install on the hard plastic sleeve and the nylon sleeve that goes around your hydraulic lines for your Lane Shark. It can also be used for any other hydraulic lines. For instance, a grapple on the front. Anywhere your hydraulic lines are going to be exposed to woody material or snagging on things, this thing is, I mean, the quality is just, again, the video does not even give it any of the justice on how well protected these lines are. If you are interested in purchasing one of these, I'm going to put a link down in the description for Lane Shark's website. And you may reach out, if you are a Lane Shark owner, you may reach out to your dealer. They may have some of these in stock. But check the description out if you want to purchase some yourself. Well, that's going to wrap up the video today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. And until next time, we'll see you in the next video.